I'm Jonathan Dornbush, and I am so excited to be here with the cast of one of my favorite shows of this year, Daredevil, for Season 2. Thank you all so much for being with me today. I really appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind, can we go down the line and you can introduce yourselves and say who you're playing? If you want to start, Deborah.
Oh. Hi, I'm Deborah Ann Woll, and I play Karen Page.
Charlie Cox, Matt Murdoch.
The Elden Henson, and I play Foggy.
Elodi Young, Electra.
John Bernthal, Frank Castle.
And this is very exciting for me as a fan of the first season, and going into Season 2, we have obviously some big new heavy hitters on the show and a great returning cast. Charlie, though, I want to start with you. Obviously, the first season was a huge progression for seeing Daredevil from where his very origins. Where are we seeing you go in Season 2? Where do you start in?
Well, I think, for those people who have seen the first season, Matt kind of struggled a lot with coming to terms with who he is and what he's capable of and what his role will be, both in functioning society and outside of it. And I think when we meet Matt at the beginning of Season 2, he's reconciled a little bit better who he is, and he's kind of made peace with that, and he's getting on with this job that he's given himself in protecting Hell's Kitchen, until a certain person shows up.
And that person might be sitting right next to me.
Exactly.
John, I do want to talk to you. How is it embodying this beloved character of Frank Castle, the Punisher? It must be, a little interesting to step into those shoes, but very exciting. I mean, there's a lot that comes with the character.
Yeah, of course. Look, I for lack of a better word, I look at it as a huge responsibility and an enormous honor, and I think it's twofold. This group, this returning group, and this show that they've created last year is so brilliant, and the level of talent from the creators and the cast and the unbelievable crew. It's just it's such an honor to be a part of, and they've set the bar so enormously high. It's the first time for me sort of coming on to something that's so wonderful. I've always been there kind of from the beginning and been a part of that culture from the beginning. It's an honor and a responsibility, and the pressure's on as far as these guys are no nonsense, and they're really, really, really wonderful at what they do. And then on the coupled with it's an iconic character that people care an enormous amount about, and people in law enforcement and the military. This is a character that resonates very strongly, and that's no nonsense for me. I know a lot of people really want us to get this right, and the only thing I can say is that the people around me are wonderful, and I'm just trying to keep up with them.
And obviously, the Punisher brings quite a different fighting style than Matt Murdoch, the Daredevil, brings. How has that been shooting with these different styles? Obviously, you can't tease too much, but the show was so well known for its action in that first season. How has that changed the dynamic at all for Season 2? Maybe, Charlie, you can speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's given the writers and Phil Silvera, the stunt coordinator, and my stunt double Chris Brewster. It's given them a lot to think about and to work with. Obviously, Daredevil has to be much smarter now. He can't just walk into a fight in the way that he kind of brazenly did last year, because if he comes up against Frank Castle, he's going to be shot to pieces. And so it's finding new ways in the writing and in the choreography to outsmart this man and other opponents, and at the same time, maintain his belief system and steer himself clear of lethal weapons.
And Elodi, you're also inhabiting a beloved character with Electra. What can you tease for Electra in Season 2? What can we expect from her? How does she come into the picture?
Well, I think she comes into the picture because she misses Matthew. I think she misses Matthew. That's the introduction. That's all I can say.
Can't say too much about the character.
The character. I think we kept the essential of based on the comics, but it was also a very collaborative relationship with the writers. And with Charlie as well, I think, it just they set the world we evolve in now, and I think it was really helpful to work with them to bring Electra alive. I don't know.
No, I'm very excited. I'm sure fans are so excited to see, obviously, you two be brought into the picture. But Elden and Deborah, obviously Matt's lives are changing, and that means your lives are probably both changing as well quite a bit. And Deborah, I want to start with you. We got hints of Karen's past last year. Are we going to be seeing more of that? I think, obviously, comic fans know somewhat of what we could maybe expect, but the show definitely likes to twist our expectations.
Yeah, I would say don't expect anything. I think it's going to be, it's going to be a mix of what we all come up with and the character that we're creating now that is inspired by what happened in the comic book. So I'm excited to sort of see what we do and also to share it with everyone else as we sort of piece it out a little bit.
And Elden with Foggy, obviously there was a few major episodes toward the end of the season where the relationship with Matt changed forever. How is that relationship now going into season 2? Where will we see that friendship go?
Well, I can't give away too much, but what I can say is donuts,
Okay.
tap
Donuts.
dancing, and a bottle of wine.
Huh. That's probably the most exciting thing I've heard. I'm hoping there's a musical number involved, maybe.
I can't say.
Darn. All right. Well, maybe if the show turns into a musical, we can only hope. But so what else can you all tease sort of for me for season 2? I think, the show was beloved in season 1 for the action, but also for the way it played with characters that were so beloved and really brought them to life in a way some fans may have not expected. And obviously you have 2 major new additions to the cast as well as a returning cast. What do you hope what are you excited for fans to see in season 2 the most? Any of you who...
My nude scene.
When does that come in?
Dude, I think it's like around episode 3 or 4, and watch out. I look good.
Yeah, we decided the little red Speedo with the DD in the front is our favorite.
That's the new costume.
Yeah.
Well, for John and Elodie, how is it sort of coming into a cast? Obviously, they had a whole season together. John, you spoke a little bit about it, but Elodie, if you want to also, how is it coming into this cast?
It was great. I remember at the beginning, Charlie and you guys, you organized a dinner saying, welcome home. It's like, welcome on board. Because it's not always easy to, actually join a series that's, it's been going on before. And it's been very warm and welcoming. And it's a great pleasure to work with these guys. Yeah, they're great. So... I feel very comfortable.
It's been a pleasure having them. I mean, both of them just sort of slid right in and fit in instantly. I mean, it was just a real pleasure.
Well, I'm so excited to see those dynamics play out. As a huge fan of the first season, I can't wait for season 2. Thank you all so much for taking the time. Daredevil season 2 premieres in 2016, I believe. 2016.
Yeah, we're the last to know, I think.
Well, thank you all so much for coming.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.